That is also very inspiring. It sort of like hits the core about my own sacrifice. I was a lawyer in the United Kingdom, in London. I was practicing there as an advocate. And you can imagine how much you earn as a lawyer in the UK. But because the region and the country I was born in, and that is Africa, not much has been happening for many years. And then being in the diaspora, you want to be proud of where you come from. You don't want people to say, or to hear all those negative adjectives about Africa. You want something to be proud of as an African. But unfortunately, that wasn't coming from Africa. It's like it reminds us of the song, I believe, in many years ago, it used to be, the song goes like this: I'm only hearing bad news from the radios of Africa. So we really want to change that. And that is what got me into politics. So I also sacrificed that job in order to take up the meager job of a politician in the Gambia. And I was fortunate enough to be elected into office as the mayor or chairman of the Brikawa Area Council. Now, one of the things that we had to fight at that council had been corruption. And corruption is something that I want to really talk to you about today, because it's very, very important. It's one of the reasons why both the entrepreneurs and politicians and governments are all struggling in Africa. And Africa is a big economy. The only thing is that we are not exploiting that economy enough. We are allowing barriers to impede our thinking capacity, our boldness to expand as entrepreneurs and businessmen. I remember I did a talk in Nigeria around May, and I was talking to businessmen in Nigeria. And one of the things I told them is that Nigeria is the biggest economy in Africa. But the problem we have, which resonates across the whole region, is that as businessmen we are not bold enough to, as Jay said, to take that sacrifice or to take that risk of expanding our businesses beyond our borders. We are all very comfortable in our comfort zones or our regions. So for example, you will find a businessman in Senegal. He is more than happy and comfortable with the little he is getting in Senegal. He doesn't want to risk expanding this business to, say for example, Ghana, Conakry, Mali, or Gambia. We've got to do better than that, because I think it is Senegal that I went to, and I saw a chicken shop or a chicken outlet that sounds like and they cook something that is very similar to KFC, but it's only in that time you find it. I wish that businessman can be brave enough and go beyond the borders. We would defeat KFC in the world. So as entrepreneurs, the advice that I want you to take from this is that someone was bold enough and saying, I am going to make this event happen in the Gambia. And I'm going to make sure that I invite all our brothers from Senegal, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, to come to Gambia so that we can have this event today. And the person took risks. And those risks are that the event could fail. And what would the guests or delegates say about the organization or the way the event was organized? But he said, no, I am going to try everything possible to make this happen. And he made a lot of us cross borders to come to the Gambia to attend this event. What we want is this to be our mental dogma or conviction from here. is that as entrepreneurs, we are going to make sure, because you see, that chicken in Dakar is something I crave for, but I cannot have it in the Gambia. It's something I crave for in where I am in Brikama. Not only the businessman is depriving himself of the profit, but he's also depriving me of something that I would want to eat. And this is what we are doing to our fellow Africans. If we expand these businesses, you know what will happen? We will create jobs. And when we create jobs, central governments gain revenue from the taxation of the employers, of the employees that we're going to employ. And the trade and so many other businesses, farmers will also make profit out of it. Because if you're not able to import potato from Senegal, a local potato farmer in Gambia can be able to sell it to the outlet and they will be able to make profit out of it. So what I am saying is, let us take certain takeaways from the event today. Let's be bold. Let's understand that if we do business within Senegal, maybe in a month we will get 1 million CFA. But if we do business in the whole of Africa, in a month we will get 1 billion CFA. That's how we turn Africans into billionaires and not just millionaires or hundredaires or thousandaires, but billionaires. And the more billionaires we have in Africa, the more billionaires we have in Africa, the more the continent will be rich. Let's think about this. Politicians alone cannot make Africa rich. Businessmen have to lead that. You guys have to initiate, you have to create, you have to be innovative, you have to inspire, you have to create all of this thing and compete with the Chinese, with the Americans or the Europeans, so that we as Africans can also be able to register development and progress. So I want everyone here to take that away with them, to ensure, just like Jenta said, to make that sacrifice, to say, I have a good business in Senegal, everything is perfect here, but I'm going to take that little sacrifice of my time, my comfort, and everything else, and then go to a country where I cannot speak any language. I cannot speak the English that they speak. I cannot speak the local dialects that they have there, but I'm going to make that sacrifice to initiate something there, not just because I want the profit, but I want to bring something to that country because they are our brothers, and because I want Africa to become like Europe, to become like the United States of America. So, let me, because I've taken a lot of time, but just like I said, I was inspired by the deliberations that have been made here. And it really, really made me want to become an entrepreneur. I tried it once, it didn't work. That's why I went to politics, but maybe I'll try again. So, I want to, firstly, because my task here is to inaugurate a very good magazine, that which I think, and kudos to our sister, my darling, for that initiative. And I believe